Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello to everyone. Good morning,
Good
good
morning.
afternoon,
Good afternoon.
and good evening,
Good
wherever
evening.
you are in this
And
planet
whenever you
Earth.
are.
In this planet Earth. Today we will continue our episode about these natural features,
Mm-hmm.
these landforms. And the topic will be the Paradise Island, the islands.
Oh,
Okay?
wait, is
So
Paradise Island one thing or do you mean just all the islands?
what there are some famous islands
Oh, okay.
we will be talking about.
Okay.
So the island is a landmass. It could be a plain or mountains. But the most important, an island should be surrounded by bodies of water.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, island is or an archipelago. So the Philippine itself is an archipelago, Philippine archipelago. See?
Archipelago.
And an island, as I said a while ago, it is surrounded by bodies of waters, blue waters. So for the special mention about an island, we'll talk about the great, the historical Philippine island. Okay, as we know, the Philippines, since this is an archipelago, it's surrounded by the China Sea to the east or to the west and the Pacific Ocean to the east. Below is the Sulu Sea. And also we have the Visayan Sea, Cebuyan Sea. Also here in the upper side of the Philippines, in the northern part of the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So over here also, here close to Palawan, there's a Sulusu and some other Philippine Sea close to the coastal of the Philippines. Okay? Now, the Philippines has three major islands as we know. Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao over here. So, the Philippines, from those islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, there are some more islands over these major islands, under these major islands. So, the Philippines is made up of 7,641 islands. Remember that? It's a big number, huh? That is the standard number of islands. But according to scholars, during high tide, the number of the islands are 7,107. That's during high tide. See, when the waters of this Pacific or some other bodies of water goes up, it's the high tide because of the full probably of the moon come high tide. See, so the Philippines is ranking as the seventh place in the number of islands in the entire world. See, it's the number seven highest island. See, the Philippines is very popular about islands. So, starting from Luzon, in the upper part of northern Luzon, there is a group of islands
Mm.
called Batanes Island.
Oh,
See, you could
Batanes
see the
Island.
Hit Bayat, there is the Batanes, Babuyan Channel,
Oh,
the
there you
Babuyan
go.
Island.
What?
See?
What is the next country that's most
Oh,
north
close to
of the
there is
Philippines?
the Republic of China,
Oh, okay.
Taiwan
So
or
right
Formosa.
there is China. So question is, are there a lot of people with Chinese origin then in the Batanes Islands? There must
Oh,
be.
maybe there must be. They migrated. It's only
Yeah.
close. But there are also some
Mm.
Filipinos in Taiwan working there. The OFW.
Ah.
The
Okay.
overseas Filipino workers.
Mm.
They're now working in Formosa.
And there must be a lot of
Formosa
Taiwanese
is
people
a
in Batanes.
yeah. There's some also Chinese conglomeration of different race here because this is a very nice area.
Mm.
See, Batanes Island is a little area, small area, and small population. And the people there, the natives are called Batan. See, and their dialect is a little bit close to Ibanag or the Cagayano dialect because administratively, they're under the Cagayan Valley region. See, it's so close. Now, look at the map. Batanes Island is always visited by typhoon coming from this ocean, Pacific Ocean. So there's always a strong wind, strong typhoon. So the houses there are made of stones, bricks, and they
Oh.
are flat houses. But now there are concrete houses,
Yeah. Cool.
okay, to protect themselves, to protect their livelihood and their shelters. They have now the concrete protected houses against the wind, strong winds and typhoons. And also the natives,
Mm-hmm.
they have a native outfit to protect themselves against these winds and cold temperature. Now, as you can see, the island also is a green pasture land of cattle. It's like compared to the Marlborough County in U.S. Marlborough County is a green vegetation,
Yeah.
and the air is fresh and cool. See, many people go there, and also there is a lighthouse over here in this island to symbolize or signifies that you are entering the northern territory of the Philippines. See, that's the lighthouse. Oh, we are there now in the northern part of the Philippines. You see the lighthouse. See, and the vicinity, there are some also restaurants, nice restaurants, and there is also a restaurant that is called Honesty is the Best Policy. It's a
Oh.
coffee shop.
Oh, that's
If you
a cool
want
coffee
to have
shop.
a cup of coffee, huh? You don't, you, there is no assistance or no service from these cashiers.
Mm.
You just pay it in put your money on a box or in a tray.
That's
So there
cool.
are more disciplined people.
Wait, have you been there, Dad, or had you
That
just seen
is
it?
the target of our vacation in the north.
Oh.
If we go to here in the Tuguegarao, Cagayan Valley, we will see. We could go up the north to the Batanes Island.
Mm.
So Batanes Island is a very nice island. So we'll try to see if we have a chance in going there to experience the cool serenity and the green, fresh environment in that place. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going down after Batanes, going down, we will stop by Lingayen Golf. See this one, Lingayen Golf.
Okay.
This was this was the place when MacArthur landed on October 1945.
Is
Okay?
that's the
From
first place?
America.
Oh, so that's his first
From
destination.
from Australia.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wait, so he went.
So he landed here in the.
Wait, so he
no,
went because Australia is under the Philippines,
under the
right?
Philippines.
So he went like this,
Yeah.
like he went down and that way
No.
and up.
Okay, before MacArthur, we'll go there later. Okay, because MacArthur did not shortcut over here. He stopped by also in the submarine in the Visayan Island.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is that there is an island on this Gulf of Lingayen.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the 100 Islands. Imagine. This island is always visited by some professionals, businessmen, to conduct their meetings. See, their conferences in this island. There are so many hotels over there and so many seafoods. I'm about to go there, but I was not able to go because of some reasons. And this place is very nice. It's under the town of Aluminos, and the province is Pangasinan. See?
Ah,
Pangasinan. So, going down again, close to Manila. Remember Manila? The
yeah.
National Capital Region,
Oh, yeah.
Natural
That
Capital
Manila.
Region. Okay. You see this?
Mhm.
In Manila, there is the Manila Bay.
Oh yeah, Manila Bay.
Manila, you saw that.
Like the restaurant.
Yeah, we saw that before when you were there in close to the Rojas Boulevard.
Yes.
Okay, when the Pinatubo, we see it. The
That's
smoke
where
of the Mount
that's
Pinatubo.
where we were looking at the
Yeah, we
balcony
billeted
too,
there.
on the
Okay.
rooftop when
Now,
we saw it erupt.
Here in Corregidor, it is situated in the middle of Manila Bay, on the entrance of Manila Bay. Before you get into Manila, coming from this west of Manila Bay, you pass by this Corridor Island. It is a very fortified, artillery fortified island, because this serve as a watch place for incoming enemy warships that want to get into Manila. So before you get to Manila, you will be repelled by these forces or the guns here in Corregidor.
Oh, Corregidor.
But there is a very sad story over here.
Oh.
When the U.S. forces and the Philippine forces were, and the Philippines is falling down
Mm-hmm.
because of this invasion of the Japanese, okay? Because of the Japanese forces, Bataan, also the Bataan fell and it was surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
And the last man, the last highest official who was there when it was surrendered, he was General Jonathan Wainwright.
Mm.
See, he's the last American general who stayed there. He did not leave the post. He did not leave it. Instead, he stayed there until they put their hands up, surrender. But in Corridor, there is a significant tunnel. It's a air raid shelter. See, protected
Mm-hmm.
by any bombings of these Japanese planes. And in that Malinta Tunnel, there is where General Douglas MacArthur
Ah.
administered
Okay.
his office
Okay. Okay.
when he is giving supervision, direction, instruction to the operation in the Philippines for the U.S. and Filipino forces. And also in Malinta Channel, there is a hospital.
Mm.
So they treat all those wounded soldiers. There's also a big arsenal, weapons and ammunition. Also, some Filipino officials are having their office in this Malinta Channel.
Mm.
See, that
Okay.
is the good of this Malinta. It's fortified and it's very strong tunnel. Now, in that end of the tunnel, that is where General MacArthur exited
Ah. Okay.
and waited by a boat and sailed to, see, they sailed to Mindanao
Mm.
before they proceed to Australia.
So they started north and then they went down and then went to Australia later.
Yeah, they will stop
So,
by
so
there.
but they went from America to.
They're already
who-
established in the Philippines.
When did they go to the Philippines? Or like
Oh,
where did
before
they
the
go?
war.
So they went straight from America to the Philippines.
From before the war, General MacArthur grew up in the
Ah.
Philippines because the father is the Governor General,
Oh, he grew up
military
in the
Governor General in the
Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah, he grew up here in Pangasinan.
Did he ever go to America?
No, he studied there in West Point.
Wait,
Remember the
he
U.S.?
grew up in the Philippines, but
Yeah.
when did he go to
He go
America?
back. He go back and study in U.S.
Oh.
in West Point.
Oh, okay.
Then because he loves the Philippines, because he grew up there in the Philippines, he come back to
Mm,
the Philippines.
I see.
So
Okay.
before the war, MacArthur is already there,
Mm,
assigned there as the U.S. Pacific commander.
mm-hmm.
See, so MacArthur exited here in Corridor, go to Mindanao, and then proceeded to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Corridor, before he exited, he announced through radio that he is going to leave the Philippines so that he can regroup, reorganize the Pacific forces. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the but. What did he say? You remember?
I shall return.
Oh,
Dad, why aren't
perfect.
you wearing that shirt? My dad has a shirt that says with General MacArthur's
Oh, yeah.
face on it that says "I
I
shall,
shall
return."
return. See, that's the famous words of General MacArthur before leaving the Philippines. I shall return. So
Please ignore
he
that
went
phone
leave
call.
the Philippines.
That signifies General MacArthur is calling, and he will come
Yeah,
back and
in
he
radio
shall
he
return.
announced, I shall
Yes,
return.
exactly.
Filipinos or Philippines. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, in Corridor, there is a lane called artillery lane. You know what's
Okay.
artillery?
That is the weapons.
Yeah, the big guns, big
The
vehicles.
big guns.
Okay. There were, or up to now, there are the reminiscence or the heritage vintage 105 howitzers.
Mm-hmm.
They have also the 155 howitzers. They have also the 4-inch big guns, the big guns of Corregidor. And they have also the anti-aircraft, see, weapons. So it's well equipped, well fortified, this Corregidor Island. And this island actually is a plateau. You know what's a plateau?
No.
Plateau is a mountain that has a flat elevation,
Oh.
flat plain on top.
Oh.
So
A
just
mountain
like
that
this.
has a flat
Okay.
plane on the
If
top
this
of
is
it.
a mountain, this is flat. It's like a
Yes.
table.
Yes.
See?
There's a
And
table in front of it.
imagine, huh? That's why it's very conducive, very nice place to put
Ah.
those armaments. Okay.
I see.
And the
I see.
place is very good.
I see.
Also, it has an elevation of 605 feet or more than 600 feet elevation above sea level. See? And the length is about 6.5 kilometers. See, it's also a very long area or long length. So in that lane, artillery lane, after that you could also see the dilapidated barracks.
Mm-hmm.
What is dilapidated?
The emptied, the
Oh, yeah,
abandoned,
yeah, abandoned and damaged.
destroyed, damaged.
Damaged. Yeah, building. By the way, in Tagalog, what is an island? Island is isla in Spanish. In Tagalog, pulo.
Pulo.
Yeah, pulo.
Pulo.
And
So that's P-U-L-O?
yeah, PLO. And
Oh,
also,
P-L-O.
an archipelago,
Wait, how do you spell it again, Dad?
PULO.
Yeah, P-U-L-O. Pulo.
And archipelago
Mm-hmm.
is Kapuluan, meaning lots of
Kapuluan.
island. Kapuluan.
Kapuluan.
That's-
So C-A-P-L Kapu
Uh-huh.
C-A-P-O-L-U Luan. A-N.
Yeah, so KPU.
Okay.
KPU.
K-P-U.
Then Lu, L-U, and then
Wait, K-P-U?
yeah,
Kapu?
Lu,
Wait, K-A or K-P?
K-A-P,
Okay, K-A-P-U
U, L-U,
L-U
A-N.
A-N.
So
Kapuluan.
Kapuluan. See?
Okay.
That's archipelago.
Hmm.
So, if you are in that, after that battle lane, you could see the dilapidated barracks of the soldiers during the time, and the pasad, the precarious, when precarious pasad, okay, of these barracks are already tilted like that,
Mm-hmm.
precarious. And the inner part of the barracks is already burned. Some are burned like that. But still, you can see the structure. But this is the very big bad.
Mm-hmm.
The people working there or assigned in that place said sometimes they could hear, especially at night time, some screaming,
Mm-hmm.
the agony of pain.
Mm-hmm.
See, those are soldiers who were wounded and they could see a shadow, maybe a ghost. See?
Oh wow.
Wow, yeah, because it's an old barracks.
Mm-hmm.
So, eh, even it is true or false, that is also an added attraction.
Ah.
See? To go
Cool.
there. See?
Mm-hmm.
Now, also in Corridor, there is this Pacific War Memorial
Mm.
in memory of those who died there. See? And you could see the statue of some officials there, and some people who defended Corridor. And also, you could see the paraphernalia, the uniforms, the different weapons they use. It's a very nice kind of memorial. There are so many people going there. Some are veterans, U.S. veterans of the Second World War. I don't know if they're still alive. And sometimes these Japanese
Mm.
veterans. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sometimes probably they meet each other and they say, "Hey, hello, buddy." Now there are also some ethnic races that goes there: Korean, Japanese, Chinese. There are a lot of those,
Mm.
and also, of course, Filipinos,
Mm-hmm.
because it's nice to go around in that place. And there is also a very high lighthouse,
Huh.
and you could climb the ladder going up until you reach the top. And when you are in the top, you could see 360 degrees view
Oh, very cool.
of the province of Cavite, Manila, and also the other back province called Bataan.
Mm.
See, you know Antiloida and you know
Yes.
we were
Yes.
together when we went there.
Oh, very
We
cool.
climbed
Yes.
that tower.
How long did? Oh, wait. How long did that take? That was when I was there, right?
No, you
No,
are
that wasn't
see,
me.
yeah, it
Oh.
was I don't know, forget the year, but we were able to go there. You know, if you go to Corridor,
Mm-hmm.
it takes about more than 2 hours
Mm.
by boat.
Mm.
The terminal starting point is in Rojas Boulevard. You know where
Mm-hmm.
you we billeted when you're still young, close to CCP Cultural Center of the Philippines.
Mm.
See, that is the place where you start. So in Corridor, there is there are also big nice hotels, and there are some restaurants that serve
Mm.
uh, buffet
Mm-hmm.
buffet foods, Filipino foods, and they also sell some souvenirs, uniforms, paraphernalia, some other crafts, everything you could buy there. See, so that is the corridor. Corridor fell on May 5 to 6 of 1942.
Mm.
So it fell. At the same time, or ahead or before that, it also the fall of Bataan. You remember Bataan?
Yes. Bataan.
Bataan. And from so these U.S. and Philippine soldiers, they surrendered. They became the prisoners of war. PIO,
Yes.
prisoner of war. POW, I should say. When they surrendered, when when Bataan fall on April 9, 1942, they were gathered together to proceed to the concentration camp,
Mm.
and they were forced to walk from Maribeles. This one is Maribeles to San Fernando, Pampanga. See, the province of Leonor. See, Maribeles to San Fernando, Pampanga to Camp O'Donnell, and by passing by Capas. See,
Mm-hmm.
and that horrible, terrible, deplorable walk is called the Death March.
Yep.
See, remember Death March?
Yes.
And the march or the distance is about 60 to 80 miles. Imagine,
Mm.
it's very long. It's to hot.
We have
Sometimes,
a relative that
yeah,
had.
the uncle of my first cousin, the uncle of Ronald,
Mm-hmm.
he was then a ROTC cadet, but they were deployed,
And he survived.
and he was able to survive. No? He's still I think
He
he's
lived
one of the young.
in Anaheim, no?
Oh, he lives in close to Alameda, in San Leonardo, but he already passed away.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a veteran. Remember when you
But he made
are,
it to, he went to America.
yeah, when you go to, and then you are one of those who claim for these veteran back pays, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
remember that. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you are there in front of the
We have-
embassy.
He
Yeah.
advocated for Filipino American or Filipino veterans.
Yeah. So the long march is 60 to 80 miles, and they were maltreated, these U.S. and Filipino prisoners of war. Sometimes they were shot to death.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they were bayoneted.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst thing,
Yeah.
they are beheaded. See, though they are very ill, starving, see, without food to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and they were treated that kind of things they do to them. So that is the most, that is the atrocities that happened in the modern world during the time. See, it is written, recorded in the annals of history of the Philippines
Mm-hmm.
or entire world. So it is recorded, and that will long be remembered, and it is celebrated every year.
Yep.
See, the death march. So in that province of Bataan, there is a town, Pilar, Bataan. That's where they constructed the 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 shrine of Valor. Bantana ng Kagitingan. Valor is Kagitingan. Bantana is that memorial
Ah. Okay.
in memory of those people who died in the death march, and the Filipinos and the Americans who fought in that last defense there in Bataan. So it is a emblem of gallantry, bravery. See, they memorialize and epitomize the bravery of these soldiers. See, it's in Mount Samat, one of the mountains in Bataan. Still, people are going there. See, I before I come here, I supposed to be assigned there in the Bantayan ng Kagitingan. See, it's a very nice place. So that is Bataan Corridor. Now, going down is this Palawan. See, and there's a group of island. There's an island of the Nido and the Coron, El Nido and the Coron. See, Coron,
Very,
El Nido.
very well known, very popular
El Nido
vacation
and then
places
Coron.
now.
See, there's
And
a
this is in
well-known.
Visayas.
Yeah. I don't know if exactly beside, because it's still part of Luzon.
Oh, really? Palawan
Yeah.
is it Palawan or Palawan?
Palawan.
Palawan.
Palawan, yeah.
Palawan.
And to the right of Palawan, of course, this is Visayan Island. And in Visayan Island, the leftmost is the Panay Island, which is, there is Iloilo, where your mom came from, where is the Capiz, the capital is Rojas City. We have also the Antique and Aklan, Calibo Aklan, close to Katiklan, where you could see the Boracay Island. See, Boracay Island is in Katiklan. Now, here in Calibo Aklan, that's the mother and the where this Ati-Atihan originates. Ati-Atihan is, you see that when we were in LA,
Yeah.
those street party festivals where they are have a very beautiful, colorful costume,
Yes.
and they painted themselves with black things because they are parading the Santo Niño, the baby Jesus. That's where the original street festival called Atihan.
Mm-hmm.
But Iloilo has also that one. We call it Dinagyan,
Mm.
always during the month of January. And we
Mm.
were there before.
Mm-hmm.
And we, your mom and I went at the back of a certain flood and we also danced there. Da, 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 da,
Mm-hmm.
da, 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 da. That, see?
Mm-hmm.
Very beautiful and very joyful kind of festivity. And to the right of the Batanes Island is the Negros Island. It's a very big island, and their crops or the produce there is sugar cane. See, sugar cane. There are lots of universities and colleges in this island too. Now, to the right, see, this is Cebu, the province of Cebu, island of Cebu. This is the Queen City of the Philippines. See,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also the old capital of the Philippines because remember there was a great Maharlikan warrior by the name of Lapu-Lapu.
Mm-hmm.
Lapu-Lapu. See, he was able to meet this Portuguese, but having this Spanish fleet, who is a colonizer, a conquistador, by the
Mm.
name of Ferdinand, not Marcos, Ferdinand Magellan.
Mm. Magellan.
See, but this guy, Lapu-Lapu,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to secede any square inch land area of Mactan.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a skirmish. There was a skirmish or skirmishes. They're fighting. So that is the Battle of Mactan.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, Magellan met his Waterloo. He died
Yep.
in Mactan.
Mm-hmm.
And Lapu-Lapu was the victor or
Mm.
victorious
Mm-hmm.
with his men. Now, there is also a festival there called the Sinulog,
Mm.
another uh, Santo Niño March or Santo Niño Parade, also a festival like an Ati-Atian, like the Sinulog in Iloilo. And Cebu is a very big city, very has a very beautiful also tourist destination. They have also this dried fish, this dry goods, goodies, everything are there you could see.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a military camp, which is the home of the Third Infantry Division of the Philippine Army.
Mm.
I always go there before,
Mm.
and it's called Camp Lapu-Lapu by the name after this warrior
Mm.
Lapu-Lapu. And in Cebu City, there is a very long, very high bridge that connects the city of Cebu to some other nearby cities and other towns called the what do you call this? That bridge, that long bridge. And from this Cebu City, you could go to Bohol. Bohol is a good island too. There are lots of hills
Mm-hmm.
in Bohol and floating restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
See, and to the right of Bohol or the upper part is the Samar and Leyte province, always visited by typhoons. Storm typhoon. Remember the storm surge that kills thousands of Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also the famous Balingaga Bell. That's
Mhm.
where Candy and Joe lives. And the bridge that connect this Samar and Leyte is called the San Juanico Bridge. See, and the people there are Waray. See, their dialect is Waray dialect. Imelda
Mhm.
Marcos is from Tacloban City or from Leyte.
Mm.
And now this is another historical mark,
Mhm.
the Gulf of Leyte.
Mhm.
This is the first landing of MacArthur
Yeah.
on October
Mm.
when he already said
1 second.
we already landed. So that
Okay.
is it. The Philippines was liberated by MacArthur. Now in Mindanao, we have the Sulu
Mhm.
archipelago. I
Mhm.
was assigned there for 6 years. And we have the Bungao, Tawi-Tawi. Those are the islands that compose Sulu Island. And there is also an island here called Tapo Island that
Mhm.
disappears and appears because of high tide and low tide.
Mm.
We have also the Lamitan, Chabacanos, close to Sulu. And in Sulu, I was assigned there as a artillery officer, a battery commander, mobile battery. I have so many fire bases there.
Mm.
And during fruit seasons, there are lots of durian, marang, mangosteen, lanzones, and name it. And that is called, we call it Operation Market Garden because fruits are transported to the market of
Mhm.
Holo, the capital of Sulu. So those are the famous islands in the Philippines.
Mm.
So we will go there. If you have a chance, visit those islands, great islands of the Philippines. See? So don't forget, the Philippines is an archipelago
Mhm.
of surrounded by beautiful blue
Kapululan,
waters.
or what is it?
Kapuluan, archipelago.
Kapuluan.
Kapuluan. See?
Kapuluan.
Kapuluan.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye. See you next time in the next
What's the
topic.
topics for the next time?
Maybe hills.
Didn't we do? We did mountains, but not
Yeah,
hills.
yeah, not hills. Hills is different.
Okay.
It's lower than
Okay.
the mountain.
Next time,
Next
hills.
time, hills and connect it with plateau and some other landforms.
Okay.
Okay, see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Happy.